Welcome to the Madison Miller Podcast. Today is Wednesday, November 10th, 2021. Today I'm going to recap last night's Monster College basketball slate on opening night and day. Look ahead to today. College football. Look back at last night, look ahead to today. Same with NBA, the NHL. I will preview and predict the next golf tournament, the news and notes of the day, Masked Singer, and my best bet of the day. We'll start in college basketball today, because yesterday was opening day and there was a lot of results. I'm just going to rapid fire results, no records. Just going to go result by result. Washington State over Alcorn State, 85-67. Manhattan over Manhattanville, 99-42. Number 4 Villanova over Mount St. Mary's, 91-51. Wofford over Bob Jones, 117-79. UC San Diego over Cal, 80-67. South Florida over Bethune-Cookman, 75-54. Number 17 Ohio State over Akron, 67-66. Winthrop over Mary Baldwin, 110-78. Morgan State over St. Mary's, Maryland, 118-55. Little Rock over Southern Illinois, 69-66. Middle Tennessee over Brescia, 98-59. VC over St. Peter's, 57-54. Indiana over Eastern Michigan, 68-62. Number 24 UConn over Central Connecticut State, 99-48. Radford over Emily and Henry, 84-72. Butler over IUPUI, 56-47. Number 3, Kansas over Michigan State, 87-74 from Madison Square Garden. Number 7, Purdue over Bellarmine, 96-67. Number 13, Oregon over Texas Southern, 83-66. Number 18, Tennessee over Tennessee Martin, 90-62. Number 19, North Carolina over Loyola Maryland, 83-67. Number 21, Maryland over Quinnipiac, 83-69. Number 23, St. Bonaventure over Siena, 75-47. New Hampshire over St. Joseph's, 98-53. Eastern Kentucky, or St. Joseph's, Maine, I should say. Eastern Kentucky over Georgetown, Kentucky, 93-63. Northern Kentucky over Wheeling Jesuit, 82-54. Merrimack over Emerson, 77-48. Howard over District of Columbia, 87-59. Hampton over Mid-Atlantic Christian, 101-51. Wagner over Hartford, 77-59. Georgia State over Bruton Parker, 97-37. VMI over Carla, 111-55. Princeton over Rutgers Camden, 94-28. Wow. Furman over North Greenville, 118-66. Army over Sunny New Paltz, 83-52. Ohio over Belmont, 92-80. Holy Cross over Regis, 98-51. Delaware State over Cairn, 80-41. Rice over Lake Erie, 86-53. UNC Greensboro over NCA&T, 57-53. Elam Slough over Riviere, 91-55. Charleston Southern over Johnson of Wales, North Carolina, 118-71. West Virginia over Oakland, 60-53. Colgate over Northeastern, 65-58. South Carolina over South Carolina Upstate, 78-60. Georgia over FIU, 58-51. East Carolina over South Carolina State, 70-62. Cincinnati over Evansville, 65-43. Richmond over NC Central, 70-60. Rhode Island over Boston University, 71-62. Arizona State over Portland, 76-60. Yale over Vassar, 88-42. Harvard over Morehouse, 86-70. Brown over Solve, Regina, 89-59. Dayton over UIC, 64-54. Davidson over Delaware, 93-71. George Mason over Stony Brook, 74-52. Towson over Albany, 77-56. Syracuse over Lafayette, 97-63. The Citadel upsets Pitt, 78-63. Clemson over Presbyterian, 64-53. Jacksonville over Trinity Baptist, 73-49. Charlotte over Monmouth, 68-66. Providence over Fairfield, 80-73. Duquesne over Rider, 73-61. Iona over App State, 65-53. Georgia Southern over Ball State, 82-71. Toledo over Valpo, 69-61. Bryant over Fisher, 122-54. Stetson over Florida Memorial, 74-67. Miami of Ohio over Georgia Tech, 72-69. Stephen F. Austin over LSU Alexandria, 82-73. Florida Gulf Coast over Florida National, 94-57. Coastal Carolina over Ferrum, 101-73. Texas State over Incarnate Word, 75-57. Purdue Fort Wayne over Earlham, 103-54. UAB over UNC Asheville, 102-77. Campbell over William Peace, 85-50. UMass over UMBC, 77-60. Ole Miss over New Orleans, 82-61. Cornell over Binghamton, 76-69. Miami over Canisius, 77-67. Xavier over Niagara, 63-60. Western Carolina over Bowling Green, 79-71 in overtime. St. John's over Mississippi Valley State, 119-61. Number 11, Illinois over Jackson State, 71-47. Number 12, Memphis over Tennessee Tech, 89-65. Number 15, Houston over Hofstra, 83-75 in overtime. Number 16, Arkansas over Mercer, 74-61. Number 22, Auburn over Morehead State, 77-54. South Alabama over Spring Hill, 102-41. Alabama A&M over Tennessee State, 82-73. Norfolk State over Bridgewater, Virginia, 79-56. Tulane over Southeast Louisiana, 70-67. Murray State over Cumberland, Tennessee, 109-77. Western Kentucky over Alabama State, 79-74. Sanford over Maryville, 99-78. Austin Peay over Tennessee Southern, 86-79. High Point over Shenandoah, 108-59. Southern Miss over William Carey, 81-67. Nichols upsets Northern Iowa, 62-58. Southeast Missouri State upsets Missouri State, 99-94. Oklahoma State over UT Arlington, 88-45. Indiana State over Green Bay, 81-77. Illinois State over UNC Wilmington, 68-63. Drexel over Newman College, 103-74. Wisconsin over St. Francis Brooklyn, 81-58. Northwestern over Eastern Illinois, 80-56. Western Illinois upsets Nebraska, 75-74. Minnesota over UMKC, 71-56. Creighton over Arkansas Pine Bluff, 90-77. LSU over Yale Monroe, 101-39. Wow. Florida over Elon, 74-61. St. Joe's over Maryland Eastern, 69-67. Sacred Heart over LaSalle, 86-81 in overtime. George Washington over St. Francis, Pennsylvania, 72-75. A&M Corpus Christi over Texas Lutheran, 102-64. SMU over McNeese, 86-62. Oklahoma over Northwestern State, 77-56 or 59. Texas Rio Grande over Texas A&M International, 79-59 or 74-59. Utah over Abilene Christian, 70-56. Lamar over Wiley, 67-50. Chicago State over St. Thomas, Minnesota, 77-72. Rice over Pepperdine, 82-63. Loyola Chicago over Coppin State, 103-45. NC State over Bucknell, 88-70. Vautech over Maine, 82-47. BC over Dartmouth, 73-57. Wichita State over Jacksonville State, 60-57. Texas Tech over North Florida, 89-74. St. Louis over Central Arkansas, 96-61. Lipscomb over Birmingham Southern, 105-98. Iowa State over Kennesaw State, 84-73. Omaha over Hastings, 67-57. Milwaukee over North Dakota, 75-60. North Dakota State over Concordia, Minnesota, 88-44. American over Marist, 77-73 in overtime. Missouri over Central Michigan, 78-68. Drake over Coe College, 87-61. North Texas over Oklahoma Christian, 84-53. Louisiana over West Florida, 81-47. Troy over Carver College, 104-42. Marquette over SIU Edwardsville, 88-77. Fordham over Columbia, 77-67. UTSA over Trinity, Texas, 97-66. Number 1, Gonzaga over Dixie State, 97-63. Number 5, Texas over Houston Baptist, 92-48. Number 14, Alabama over Louisiana Tech, 93-64. Navy upsets number 25, Virginia, 66-58. USC over Cal State Northridge, 89-49. New Mexico State over UC Irvine, 62-51. UTEP over West New Mexico, 85-57. Weber State over West Colorado, 160. Southern Utah over Bethesda, 116-74. Idaho State over Eastern Oregon, 80-61. Grand Canyon over Grambling, 74-53. Boise over Utah Valley, 76-56. Santa Clara over Cal State Fullerton, 84-77. Louisville over Southern, 72-60. Denver over Regis University, 68-65. South Dakota State over Bradley, 81-65. Number 9, Duke over number 10, Kentucky, 79-71 from the Garden. Arkansas State over Harding, 81-55. UC Davis over Utah State, 72-69. Montana over Dixon State, 74-27. Colorado State over Oral Roberts, 109-80. Cal Poly over Westcliff, 86-53. Stanford over Tarleton, 62-50. Sacramento State over William Jessup, 89-59. Colorado over Montana State, 94-90 in overtime. San Diego State over UC Riverside, 66-53. Nevada over Eastern Michigan, 91-76. Fresno State over Fresno Pacific, 74-54. Iowa over Longwood, 106-73. Cal Baptist over San Fran State, 87-65. Chattanooga over Loyola Marymount, 75-64. BYU over Cleveland State, 69-59. St. Mary's over Prairie View, 87-68. Northern Illinois upsets Washington, 71-64. San Diego over Laverne, 103-38. Oregon State over Portland State, 73-64. Arizona over Northern Arizona, 81-52. San Francisco over Long Island, 98-64. And last but not least, UCLA, number 2, UCLA over Cal State Bakersfield, 95-58. All right, now we move on to tonight's slate, which is a lot, and I mean a lot smaller than last night. All right, 5 o'clock you have Region and Howard we can skip. 6:30 Big Ten Network Buffalo at number 6 Michigan. My projection is Michigan 19.5. I'm not doing totals yet. I'm going to wait a week because there's some like fluky stuff, and you just want to wait and see and whatnot. And it is 12.5, so I'm going to lay the 12.5 with Michigan. 7 o'clock, Maryland Eastern Temple. I project Temple by 51.5, and it's 26.5. I'm going to lay with Temple. Virginia, Wesley, and Old Dominion, we could skip. Carlo, James Madison, we could skip. Lehigh, Rutgers. I project Rutgers by 35, and it is Rutgers by 20.5. So I'm going to lay it with Rutgers. Fairleigh Dickinson, Seton Hall. I project Hall by 49. And it's 24. I'm going to lay it with Hall. Robert Morris, UCF. I project UCF by 32.5. And it's 17.5. Lay the points. William and Mary, Wake. I have Wake by 21. And it's 13.5. Again, I'm laying the points. Hope College, Western Michigan. Latorno, Sam Houston. Harris Stowe, St. Louis at 8. Florida A&M and Kansas State. I project Kansas State by 27. And it's 16.5. I'm going to lay the points. Alabama State, Vanderbilt. I project Vandy by 39.5. And it's 26.5. I'm laying it with Vandy. North Alabama, Mississippi State. I project Miss State by 23, and it's 20.5. This is the closest line I've had yet, so I'm going to lay it with Mississippi State. It's just coincidental. It's a lot of favorites so far. Northwestern State, Tulsa. I project Tulsa by 27.5, and it's 19.5. Again, lay the points. North Florida and Texas A&M. I project A&M by 15, and it's 15.5. Ooh, that's pretty close. So if I had to take the point spread, it'd be North Florida, and the points are 143.5 total. I'll take the over for the podcast pick. Over 143.5 blind bet. No projections. Just based on my gut. Youngstown State, Penn State. I project Penn State by 17, and it is 17.5. Again, off by half point. Total's 146.5. I'm going to go with another over as the podcast pick. Over 146.5. And that game is obviously 8:30 Big Ten Network, 9 o'clock ACC Network, Penn at number 20 Florida State. I project FSU by 30, and it's 19.5. I'm going to lay the points. Long Beach State and Idaho. I project Idaho by 1.5, and it is the Long Beach State by 6.5. This is the first time I get to pick a dog this with my projection. So I'm going to take Idaho plus the 6.5 at minus 106 and plus 230 to win on the money line. FAU and New Mexico. I project New Mexico as a 9.5 point home underdog, and they're getting only 1.5. So I'm going to lay the 1.5 with Florida Atlantic against New Mexico. Detroit and Wyoming. I project Detroit by 2. And it's Wyoming by 4.5. I'm taking Detroit plus the 4.5 and plus 168 on the money line. Coppin State, DePaul. 9 o'clock, Fox Sports 1. I project DePaul by 23.5. And it is 25.5. First time I've actually taken the points with somebody as a podcast pick. Plus 25.5 with Coppin State. I think that's too high for DePaul. A little too high. That game's going to be on Fox Sports 1. 9:30, you have Pacific and Northern Colorado from the Stan Sheriff Center in Honolulu. I project Northern Colorado as a 6-point favorite. And it is Pacific by 2.5. I'm taking Northern Colorado plus the 2.5 and plus 125 straight up. 10 o'clock, San Francisco State and UC Santa Barbara, we can skip. Two more in terms of point spreads. Alcorn State, Seattle. I project Seattle by 23.5, and it is 16.5. I'm laying the points. Gardner-Webb and UNLV. I project Gardner-Webb by 3.5 and UNLV by 9.5. I'm taking Gardner-Webb plus the 9.5 and 4-1 on the money line. And then Hawaii Hilo at Hawaii at midnight. But you can skip that because of the projections not being eligible for me with non-Division I games. All right, now we'll move on to college football from last night. A little bit of action. We will recap those couple games from last night, and we will look ahead to today's couple games. Alrighty. So, Miami of Ohio over Buffalo, 45-18. Western Michigan. Wait, that's not right. Okay, there we go. It said 40-0 Akron. I was just saying that's not right. Western Michigan defeated Akron 45-40, and Ohio over Eastern Michigan 34-26. So the best bet was a loser. Best bet's been in a little bit of a funk lately, guys. I don't know what's up with that. All right, so tonight's game, 7 o'clock, CBS Sports Network, Toledo and Bowling Green. I project Toledo by 2, total 52-05. Meanwhile, it is Toledo by 10.5, total 49.5. I got to take Bowling Green in the points, but I think Toledo will win. ESPN 2, Ball State, Northern Illinois. I project Northern Illinois by 2, total 58.95. Meanwhile, it is Ball State by 2.5, total 61.5. I'm taking Northern Illinois plus the 2.5 and plus 110 on the money line. And last but not least, Kent State and Central Michigan. 8 o'clock ESPN U. I project Central by 2.5, total 62.9. Meanwhile, it is Central 2.5, total 75.5. Under for sure. So again, the picks, going with 2 dogs in Bowling Green, just to cover. And then Northern Illinois to cover and win outright. And then the under in the Kent State and Central Michigan game are the 3 picks for tonight. All right, the NBA. We will recap last night's games, and we will look ahead to everything for tonight. Bucks over the Sixers, 118-109. Jazz over the Hawks, 110-98. Clippers over the Blazers, 117-109. Now we look ahead to tonight's games. No projected totals, guys. I apologize. 7 o'clock, we have the Wizards and the Cavs. I project the Wizards as a 2.5 point favorite in Cleveland. And they're favored by 3, totals 209. If I had to go over under, I would say over. Nets Magic. I project Brooklyn by 20.5, and it is Brooklyn by 9. I'm laying it with the Nets. 7:30, Raptors Celtics. I project Boston by 1. No Jaylen Brown. And it is 2 and totals 206.5. I love the over. Bucks Knicks. I project Knicks by 4.5 and no Chris Middleton. And it's Knicks by 4, totals 216.5. I like the under. I think that it's a low scoring game. ESPN tonight, Pistons Rockets. So Cade Cunningham against Jalen Green. This is the sole reason why this game is on national TV, unless it there's more to it. But someone's getting their second win tonight, and if it wasn't this game, it would almost certainly would have been Bucks Knicks or maybe Mavs Bulls because of Lonzo and Luka. But I project Rockets 2.5, and it's Houston by 3.5, total to 10.5. I like the over. I think this is going to be an up and down game. Mavs Bulls. I project the Bulls by 0.5 point, and it is the Bulls by 3.5. I'm taking Dallas in the 3.5. I don't know if they're going to win. I don't think so, but I would just take them to cover. Hornets Grizz. I project the Grizz by 8.5. It's 4.5. I'm laying it with Memphis. Thunder Pels. I project, wait for it, the Thunder by 1.5. No Zion, so they deserve to be dogs. And the Pelicans are favored by 4. Come on. I'm taking the Thunder plus the 4 and plus 148 on the money line. So that's your underdog pick of the day. Kings Spurs at 8:30. I project the Kings as road favorites, 1.5 at the Spurs, and the Spurs are 1-point home favorites. I'm going to take the Kings plus the 1 and minus 106 straight up, but I don't really love it, but I'll just go with it because I don't know where to go with the potential total. 9, the Pacers and the Nuggets. I project the Pacers by 4.5. No Nikola Jokic because of the suspension. And TJ Warren, I believe, still out. And the Pacers are 3-point favorites. That just shows you how much they think Jokic is worth to the point spread. I'm taking, despite no Jokic, Denver, I think, still has the talent to win this game. I'm taking them plus the 3 and plus 128 on the money line. So a couple dogs I like to win outright tonight. Trailblazers Suns. I project the Suns by 12.5, and it's a 5.5. I'm laying it with Phoenix. 10 o'clock Wolves Warriors. I project the Warriors by a whopping 22, and it's 7. I'm laying it. And then the Heat and the Lakers. 10 o'clock ESPN. I project the Heat by 4.5. The Heat are favored by 4 total, 213.5. I'm taking the under, no LeBron, and I think it's going to be a low-scoring, defensive, grinded-out type of game. All right, now we'll move on to the NHL. We will recap last night's nice window of games, and we will look ahead to a smaller window for tonight. Bruins over the Senators, 3-2. Kings over the Habs, 3-2 in overtime on a game winner by Adrian Kempe. 6 straight wins for the Kings, by the way, guys. Hurricanes over the Lightning, 2-1 in overtime on a game winner by Martin Necas. Devils over the Panthers, 7-3. Red Wings over the Oilers, 4-2. Blues over the Jets, 3-2 in a shootout. Blackhawks over the Penguins, 3-2 in a shootout. Sharks over the Flames, 4-1. Ducks over the Canucks, 3-2 in overtime on a game winner by Troy Terry. And the Golden Knights over the Kraken, 4-2. Now we look ahead to tonight, 7:30 NHL Network, the Maple Leafs and the Flyers. The Maple Leafs are minus 134, the Flyers plus 112, over under 6, minus 115 over, unders minus 105. Maple Leafs minus 1.5 is plus 190, Flyers plus 1.5 is minus 240. I kind of like the Flyers in the spot at home. The Maple Leafs have been very up and down, and I just don't trust that team on the road. So give me the Flyers plus 112 at home against Toronto. Predators Stars. Dallas is minus 162. The Preds are plus 134, over under 5.5. Overs plus 112, unders minus 140. Nashville plus 1.5 is minus 215. Dallas minus 1.5 is plus 172. Give me the Preds. Riding with the dogs. I really like the Preds. Plus 134. And then at 10 o'clock on TNT, the Wild and the Coyotes. Why in the world are the Coyotes on TNT? Did they make this schedule not thinking that the Coyotes were going to be bad? What the hell? That's a terrible game. That's the worst game you'll probably see on national TV all year, unless the Coyotes are playing against a bad team again, like the Sabres or something like that. Wild minus 215. The Coyotes are plus 176. Over under 5.5. Overs minus 114. Unders minus 106. Wild minus 1.5 is plus 126. Coyotes plus 1.5 is minus 154. I'm laying the puck line with the Wild minus 1.5 at plus 126. I think the Wild win this game going away. All right, now we'll move on to golf. The next tournament that is up is, I believe, the Houston Invitational. I think it has something to do with Houston. Let's see. And this weekend and this week's golf tournament will be Yeah, I was right. The Houston Open from Memorial Park Golf Course, of course, in Houston. Tee times, notables. 7:40 Kyle Stanley, Ryan Henley, Scott Stallings. 751, Doc Redman, Bryce Garnett, Lee Westwood, Chasen Headley. 802, Harold Varner III, Taylor Gooch, Kevin Strillman, Sam Percy. 813, Richie Wierenski, Stuart Sink, Zach Johnson. 824, Joel Dahman, Joaquin Neiman, Keith Mitchell, Adam Scott, Patrick Reed. 835, Mark Leishman, Tony Finau, Dylan Fratelli. 846, Lucas Griffin, Gary Woodland. 857, Jason Kokrak. 908, Seb Straka, Dylan McCarthy, Sam Ryder. 919, Mito Pereira. 9:30, nobody really of note. And in the afternoon session, 12:25, Mackenzie Hughes, Pat Perez, Luke List, Keith Hickok. 12:36, Adam Schenk, Henry Higgs, Aaron Weiss, Wyndham Clark, Jonathan Vegas. 12:47, Henrik Norlander, Scotty Scheffler, Cam Triangle, Roger Sloan, Emiliano Grillo. 12:58, Jason Day, Joaquim Herman, Adam Long, Brian Harmon. 109, Sanjay M, Tyler Duncan, Sam Burns, Max Homa, Andrew Landry. 120, JT Potson, Shane Lowry, Ryan Palmer, Tyrell Hatton, Brooks Koepka, Cam Smith. 131, Evan Van Rooyen, Sebastian Munoz, Seamus Power, Chesra V, Charlie Hoffman. 142, Matthew Neesmith, Tyson McCumber, Ian Poulter, Russell Knox, James Hahn. 153, J.J. Spawn, Taylor Hogue, Adam Putnam, Maverick McGeely. 204, Chris Koepka, Vincent Whaley, Lucas Hodge. And nobody of note in the 215 window. And for a pick for this tournament, there's not many odds out. Oh, here we go. There's some really good value on the board. But I'm eyeing somebody that might be over 101. I just got to double check. No, he's not. The person I want to pick is not up there. He's 36-1, and that is Patrick Reed. Someone I think that really is due to have a moment to shine. So I'm going to go with Patrick Reed, 36-1, to win the Houston Open, which all begins tomorrow. News and notes time. I'm going to try to be quick with news and notes. So Odell Beckham Jr. obviously released from the Browns. Couple teams he's focused on. The Chiefs, the Packers, and the Saints. And those three teams, I think, could use him. But, oh my goodness, if you're going to Green Bay, get ready for all the drama with him and Aaron Rodgers. And he's going to be complaining how he doesn't get the ball. So I think that the Chiefs would be a good fit, a good number 2 to Tyreek. And he's better than Mecole Hardman. He'd be a good number 2 in Green Bay, but I just think that, I just don't like that fit. And then the Saints, no Michael Thomas. And I think he could rejuvenate himself with Sean Payton. So that's the best fit of the three, in my opinion. We talked about Nikola Jokic getting suspended earlier on the show. Robert Sarver's wife texted employees, and the messages from Penny Sarver were an attempt to intimidate them amid NBA probe. So the college football playoff rankings came out last night. Some shakeup. So we got number 1 Georgia, 2 Alabama, 3 Oregon, 4 Ohio State, 5 Cincinnati, 6 Michigan, 7 Michigan State, 8 Oklahoma, 9 Notre Dame, 10 Oklahoma State, 11 Texas A&M, 12 Wake, 13 Baylor, 14 BYU, 15 Ole Miss, 16 NC State, 17 Auburn, 18 Wisconsin, 19 Purdue, 20 Iowa, 21 Pitt, 22 San Diego State, 23 UTSA, 24 Utah, 25 Arkansas. But the big story was that Michigan was ahead of Michigan State despite losing to them, as the the chairman Bartabacks the ranking and says Michigan was a better team, he said. USC-Cal football game postponed due to COVID-19 issues within the Bears program. A team that's also been in contact with Odell is the New England Patriots. That wouldn't be such a bad fit either. Just another guy that Mac Jones could throw to, and I think that Odell can get the ball there. There's a small chance that Aaron Rodgers might not play Sunday against the Seahawks. Sam Darnold can miss a few weeks as he has a broken scapula in his throwing shoulder. Yikes. The Packers fined $300K for violating COVID-19 protocols, and Aaron Rodgers and Alan Lazard fined $14,650 each. Dalvin Cook says, or his agent says, that he is a victim of abuse, as he says he's a victim of domestic abuse and extortion, and there is pending litigation. Aaron Rodgers spoke as he said he takes full responsibility for the COVID-19 vaccine remarks, but stands by his words. Anaheim Ducks general manager Bob Murray placed on leave due to ongoing investigation related to a professional conduct. Carey Price opened up in an Instagram post saying that he entered treatment facility for substance use and is uncertain when he will return to play. Some MLB stuff. The Oakland Athletics are willing to deal veterans, including pitchers Chris Bassett, Frankie Montas, and Sean Manaea. That is a blow-it-up team this year after, I think, winning 86 games. That was a good team, but they're just in a loaded American League. Like the American League was just loaded this year, and Oakland was a part of it. The Mets are making another run at Chris Bryant, according to the New York Post, after trade interest earlier in the year. And the LA Angels are eyeing big-name pitchers, Robbie Ray, Eduardo Rodriguez, and want at least one, possibly two impact starting pitchers. They need it, or else they're not going to be in the postseason again. All right, now we'll move on to The Masked Singer, where we will, I believe, we will see the other group again. So this was Group A that we are going to see tonight. Let me double check here. So it is the Group A semifinal, it looks like. And it looks like there's going to be two eliminated, which is absolutely wild. Group A is loaded, and I mean loaded. And so it comes down to the Jester, the Skunk, the Pepper, and the Bull. So somebody good is getting eliminated. So this is the semifinals for Group A. I guess. Yeah, and then two are eliminated. That's weird. Are two eliminated because of the take it off buzzer? So that's possible. So it's Bull, Pepper, Skunk, and Jester. Like I said, loaded group. So last time we saw them, the Bull performed "Make You Feel My Love" by Bob Dylan. They were talking about his life turning upside down. There's red bugs, the Eiffel Tower, theater masks. My guest, Joe Jonas. Pepper says she was pulled in many directions. She was a bit of a wizard. There's a trophy She performed No Tears Left to Cry by Ariana Grande. My guess, Olivia Rodrigo. The Skunk, there's Champagne at Castle. She said she regrets not saying goodbye to a loved one. She performed Square Biz by Tina Marie. My guess, Tina Turner. And then the Jester, there's like a Funhouse, Chicken and Eggs. He said he was one of the 100 most influential people. He said he's not a bad guy. School's Out, Alice Cooper is what he performed. My guess for the Jester is Steven Tyler of Aerosmith. And the two that I think get eliminated tonight will be Jester and Skunk. And I'm going to say that Pepper and Bull move on. But I don't know if there's going to be a Group A final. Will Group B go back-to-back? Like, this is bizarre. I think this is because we might see a potential take it off busters. So we'll see how tonight plays out. And I'm going to predict that we will see the take it off buzzer tonight. I think I've predicted that like the last 3 weeks on the podcast. But I really think it's going to happen tonight because they say two on the guide that two will be eliminated. So we'll see what happens tonight on The Masked Singer, and I'm obviously very looking forward to it. All right, last but not least, my best bet of the day, brought to you by FanDuel. This is, to me, one of the biggest locks of the season so far in the NBA. I am laying the points with the Brooklyn Nets. It's under 10 at Orlando against the Magic. The Magic are terrible. I know no Kyrie, but still, there's still Kevin Durant and there's still James Harden. They matter. Under 10. I know it's on the road. It's 9 now. So, I'm going to lay 1 unit on Brooklyn minus the 9 at Orlando. All right, so that's it for the show. I'll be back tomorrow recapping everything from college basketball, college football, NBA, NHL. Look at everything tomorrow, including Thursday Night Football between, I believe it's the Dolphins and the Ravens from Miami. Yes, that's what it is. And then golf, news and notes, Masked Singer, recap, and best bet. Hope you guys have a great day, everyone.